We're here at the Dov Hikand Show, Brooklyn, New York, and with us live via telephone is our good friend, New York City Councilman David Greenfield, who has made it very clear over the last few weeks, since the very beginning of this race, who he's endorsing. That, of course, is Simcha Felder for State Senate in the 17th Senatorial District in New York State. David, welcome back to the show.
Good luck. Great to be on the show.
Great to speak with you, and I assume that you are still enthusiastically ready for November the 6th on many different levels, but certainly when it comes to the New York State Senate race.
Yeah, well, for me, that's really one of the highlights of the day, and I would absolutely encourage folks to vote for from the bottom up. Just one minor edit. I'm pretty sure that this year, because it's a judicial race, Shlomo Mostovsky will be the last person on the ballot that you will see. So start with him, move up, go through your assembly candidates, vote for Dov Hikand, vote for Simcha Felder, and go all the way up to the presidential ticket. But I got to tell you, Nachum,
I want to mention before we even continue that I want to remind everybody that you were the founder of Teach NYS, which is an organization that has been so critical when it comes to fighting for yeshiva education, basically. And it's not just the Jewish community. You, of course, formed an alliance with so many other neighborhoods and communities as well. You're certainly known as an education advocate. And on that topic, it's don't you agree that it's one of the most important topics going into this election?
Oh, absolutely. I think that really one of the most critical issues that parents have today is the high cost of yeshiva tuition. I have it. Simcha has it. As someone who still pays yeshiva tuition despite being a grandparent, I know he still has a small daughter at home and he pays her tuition, and he lives it and breathes this issue every single day. And I'll have to tell you that as someone who's really worked on this issue, and Teach NYS, Baruch Hashem, has been very successful. I was proud to found it before I came to the city council, and they have a terrific staff. They're really doing some great work over there. But when I was at Teach NYS, and I was also at the Sephardic Community Federation, I worked with Simcha on a very critical issue, and that was Title I, right, which was to try to rejigger the formula to allow parents, yeshiva parents, to get free tutoring. And thanks to Simcha's intervention, we worked together, and today, literally, over 10,000 children get free tutoring in their yeshivas.
You remember those days, Simcha?
Absolutely, Councilman Greenfield, even though at that time was not the councilman, was in the forefront of that battle. I was honored to be able to work together with him and honored to be able to do something about it, but he was at the forefront of that battle.
So I have to tell you, something that happened to me this Shabbos was kind of shocking.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there at home. Friday morning, I look downstairs. I got a new newspaper delivered to my door, free, the Yeshiva World News. I'm looking through the paper, very interesting stories. I see this great ad for Simcha Felder for State Senate. Then, at the end of the paper, I see an advertisement run by Simcha's opponent. I kid you not, Nachum, I fell off my chair. My wife comes and says, "What happened?" I said, "It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how you can run an election, and right before an election, people can blatantly lie about somebody else's record." And to me, the most shocking thing, as somebody who's been an education advocate, as somebody who's a New York City councilman, as somebody who's worked with Simcha Felder, as somebody who, like Simcha, the both of us, pays yeshiva tuition. Simcha's opponent, of course, is not familiar with that battle. And so I was just shocked that his opponent could so blatantly lie about Simcha's record. And so I just want to clear the air over here, just so that we're absolutely crystal clear. Simcha, and I don't like putting people on the spot, but I'm certain as to what the answer is going to be. If you don't mind my asking you, Simcha, do you support vouchers?
Absolutely, and so does my wife.
And your accountant probably would as well.
And my accountant.
What's incredible is, you had this ad that basically said Simcha's anti-vouchers is anti-education, when really no single elected official has actually done more. And when you talk about vouchers, we actually have a minor version of vouchers called after-school vouchers, and Simcha was the guy who led the fight every year to restore those after-school vouchers, literally worth thousands of dollars, to thousands of yeshiva parents in New York. And I was proud after Simcha left to keep that fight alive. And so, to me, it's just so incredible, because there's so many issues that need to be tackled. And clearly, the yeshiva issue is an important issue, and Simcha and I have spent hours talking about, when he gets to Albany, what he's going to do in terms of introducing legislation to actually give direct tax credits to families to try to get funding in their pockets. Simcha knows that you can't get vouchers today, and he's just being honest about it. What he's telling people is, hey, you need to start somewhere and move up to a level where you can eventually get to where you want to be. And instead of people applauding honesty, which I do, I applaud Simcha for being honest and saying he supports vouchers, but he knows that there's a lot that has to be done until you can get there. Instead, what's happening over here is his opponent is lying about his record. It's shameful, it's shocking, it's unacceptable, and that's why I have to tell you, I actually was not scheduled to be on the show tonight, but I called Councilman Yeager and I said, Councilman, I got to get on the show. I'm that upset, I'm that frustrated with what I saw on Shabbos. I need to set the record straight. If you care about yeshiva tuition, if you pay yeshiva tuition, if you care about yeshivas, if you care about the quality of your kids' education, nobody will fight for you more than Simcha Felder in the State Senate. There's no question about that.
There you have it. Simcha?
Again, I want to thank you for telling the truth. What else? Hold on.
There's one campaign in this race that's actually telling the truth every day, Simcha, and that's yours. And you're a lot to be proud of for doing that.
And we have to, I said from the beginning, and Obie Murray's here, we have to concentrate on being positive and talking about the things that we can do, and that's what will continue to do.
David,
and I think, by the way, Nachum, one thing about Simcha's reputation, if you ask anyone who knows Simcha, will tell you the one thing you know about Simcha Felder is he's a straight guy.
Yep.
And it's really unique because unfortunately a lot of elected officials, they just say what you want to hear, and he actually says the truth. And it's gotten him in trouble sometimes because, I'll actually be hanging out with Simcha, and Simcha will look at me and he says, "Hey, David, you gained some weight." And I was like, "Thank you, Simcha. I didn't need to know that." But he's an honest guy. When Simcha Felder tells you that he's going to fight for yeshiva tuition, and it's going to be his top priority, and he's going to fight for tax credits, and he supports vouchers, you can trust Simcha Felder, and you can know that the opponents are so desperate in their last minute, and they know that things are slipping away from them, that they're going to say and do anything. And you just have to know I support Simcha Felder because nobody will be stronger for yeshiva parents and yeshiva tuition than Simcha Felder would be.
David, thank you. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great Vach, and I'll see you at the victory party.
Bezrat Hashem, and a good Vach to you. That's David Greenfield.